The international break is over, and that means FPL is back. And for the first time in a few weeks, let me show you the team, how we're doing in my league. Also, if you haven't joined it, link will always be in the description of these. And any plans that we have going forward. So this is my team as it stands. One thing that I would desperately like to change, however, it always feels like spending like points on it would not be worth it, is my goalkeeper situation. I started the season with Areola and Henderson thinking, you know what, there'll be good rotation options this season. Terrible. Terrible. However, our back line, we've got Rico Lewis, Robinson, Kanate, Ola Aina, and Wout Faes. I think I'll probably start these three this weekend, especially as Aina has got a yellow flag here. There is no world in which we don't concede like 4 goals to Chelsea. In midfield, Brennan Johnson, Saka's yellow flagged again, Smith Rowe, Salah, and Ahmad. I think the problem that I have here is Spurs do well against Man City. So if it was anyone else against City, I'd probably just do this immediately because I feel like Ahmad is going to get a good amount of game time under Amorim. And then maybe do this. I feel like I have to, because even if he comes on as a sub, surely he's going to get some kind of involvement against Ipswich. And then going forward, we have still, of course, got the big man Haaland, Chris Wood, and Jimenez. Haaland, of course, he's not in crazy form. Definitely not compared to the start of the season. However, I have faith, man. Pep has just announced his new contract. They're coming off the back of this run of games without a win. Surely he's just going to get back into robot mode. However, I think Salah as captain this week makes sense. Let's quickly have a little look, though, at our money situation. I have 0.3 budget. So if I was going to change keeper, I could move to like sells from Henderson, to be fair, as I do have a free transfer. My worry is I don't have Palmer, and he's just so good. However, finally we might see Ahmad get some minutes, and so maybe I won't be hating the fact that I feel like I've got a wasted player here as much. I could easily get rid of Haaland and just get Bank. Get Palmer in, maybe even Mbuemo for like Smith Rowe and Ahmad, something like that. That would be crazy, but it is very expensive. But maybe I finally make this kind of switch. So I can afford sells, and they have kept 4 clean sheets so far this season. Whew. It's not a good run of fixtures, though. Maybe Ipswich, they'd be fine. We got Sanchez, who has kept 2 clean sheets. They have famously not been great at that. However, they have got a much better fixture run coming up, and Dean Henderson has been shocking. So I guess my one other option, although Alisson is nearly back, is temporarily I could put Kelleher in goal, because he is obviously going to be playing. They've got Southampton in their next fixture. So I think I do that. I'm going to get rid of Areola, though, because I think there's more chance of Palace looking a little bit better than West Ham until they sack their manager. I just don't have any faith in a... Although, if I then wanted to switch to Sanchez or someone like that, then I wouldn't be able to afford it here. Whereas I would if I went Henderson. Oh! So maybe it would actually be... it would make more sense to do this so that then I can switch. I think, unfortunately, I'm going to be forced to do it that way. And we're going to make that transfer. No doubt Henderson will get a clean sheet this week. But this is what we're looking at right now. In terms of last week, I actually did okay. I got 60 points. I did make 4 transfers. And I don't actually know if any of them worked out. Let's have a little look at transfer history. So we brought in Saka for Madueke. Okay, sure. Farce for Pedro Porro. Ola Aina for Saliba. And Chris Wood for Havertz. So Havertz came in with a 1-point haul. Saliba got 2 points. Pedro Porro got 4. And Madueke got 1. So I think we have improved. And it was just a little bit unfortunate last week. So this is how we stand right now. And yeah, I think Salah captain is what we're going to do this week. We are obviously having Kelleher in goal. I think the team is fine. If we then look at my league. So, firstly, wait a second. Where am I? How many points am I on? 573 points I have so far this season. 180 points ahead of me. At the top, we've got Nishal Leo. We've got Shane. Tim is doing very well. Tim has been a part of the channel for over a decade. So that's pretty cool to see someone that I know this high up. It's pretty solid. Okay. There are some very, very high scores. I mean, that is a big gap to have right there. It's not even as if they had a mental week either. Salah captain was a great shout. Stuart Greaves McNeil, wow. I'd be intrigued to see if they're going to make any big changes here. And then you had like 62 points here. Smith Rowe, Wisser. I mean, how much is Wisser? 6.1. So he is a... If you start to see... Like, if Chris Wood gets an injury or something, then maybe Wisser is going to be a popular move. Maybe being able to bump up from Jimenez to Wisser is something that you're going to see people do as well. That's probably going to be quite a common one. And then let's have a little look at this. 72 points. No Wisser in this one, but Mbuemo, 8 Nori. Okay, fair enough. It's always tricky coming off the back of an international break when multiple players have picked up injuries and you don't know whether a team is suddenly going to pick up form post-international break. Others do the exact opposite. They were on a great run. For example, Forest now could go on a terrible run and it wouldn't really be the biggest surprise in the world. For some clubs as well, as we get into the festive season, the fixtures become ridiculous. You saw Chelsea's looking relatively good. However, I'm a Leicester fan. Look at ours. So, Chelsea at home tomorrow. There will be a vlog of that. It will go up tomorrow night. I'm not looking forward to it. We have Brentford away, which is not easy. West Ham at home. I don't think anything like that is easy. How they have classified Brighton at home as a 2 in a difficulty? Baffling. That should be like a 4. Newcastle away, I'm going to this game. That will be the first away vlog of the season. I'm terrified for that one. Then we've got Wolves at home. Liverpool, Man City, Villa. Liverpool and Man City separated by, look how short that turnaround is. It's the shortest turnaround of any team playing Boxing Day and then their next game, and it's Liverpool and then Man City. So some teams and some players that were great are going to dip, others are going to go the other way, and this is a pivotal moment in the season where we've just got to try and catch those flyers before they fully take off. So I'm intrigued to know how all of your guys' teams are doing. Have you made any big changes over this international break? I am relatively happy with how it's going, but we had to make that keeper change. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. Here's hoping this week we can get a ton of points.